everybody.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
I am Janae Struther.
I'm Sean Spencer.
Back.
We are back.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen.
I gotta go out and hold up.
Come on. The lion. The lion. New man so fine. Kirk Cousins.
All right. I am Janae Struther.
I'm Sean Spencer.
And this is Let's Talk Football.
Can we talk for a minute here on the round table? Can we talk for a minute here on Let's Talk Football, the round table? Yeah, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy, Sean Spencer, one half of that dynamic duo that's Let's Talk Football. And I'm excited tonight. I am back with the triple threats. I am back with the guys that I love. It's been a while. We got so much football for you. Woo! First and foremost, I know it might be a little hazy in here. Don't worry about it. That's because my guy over here, Nicholas, I want the smoke. Rosario's in the building. What up,
people? How's your Thursday night going? You know how mine's going? Sir. It's going good, baby, because football is back.
Let's go. And I cannot forget about the host of Diversity with Delilah Crespo. What up, Delilah?
It's excited to be back. Yeah.
Buddy. Yes.
Sure.
Yo, so excited. No, we've taken a couple weeks off to get everything together. Summer, hanging out, been to a wedding. I've been to Chicago, been to Michigan, been all around the world, and I
can't find my baby.
Back. I am back to you. I'm with my guys. You know how we start off the show, ladies and gentlemen. We got to show love and throw our birthdays out there. So one of the people that watches this show all the time, watches Let's Talk Football, watching the Football Weekly, all of them, diehard Cleveland Browns fan, Tanner Hughes, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, happy birthday, Tanner.
Happy birthday, Tanner.
Happy birthday to you, man. Happy birthday to you. And yo, ladies and gentlemen,
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Yo, shout him out, man. If you remember, we shouted him out. He had his baby girl.
Right.
And
he's a daddy now.
She's doing great. He's doing great, definitely. But yo, I want you to keep him in your prayers because he is going for a new position. This Tuesday, he's got an interview. And this position, honestly, could be like life-changing money.
Life-changing. That's
serious thing going on. Yeah.
Good.
So, yo, we're praying for you. Our fingers are crossed. Best of luck to you, baby. I hope all goes well for you.
For sure.
One other thing I wanted to do, Nick, let me know if this is all right. I wanted to shout your mom, man.
Yeah, go.
Her,
no,
talk to us, Nick.
Yeah, no, yeah. Unfortunately, Mom had a little issue. She did have to go to the hospital, but we're waiting on some test results. We'll know more within the next couple of days, again. But Mom is in good spirits. I just talked to her before we went on the broadcast, so she's good. I appreciate, but any prayers are appreciated. Any thoughts appreciated. Mom, you got to take care of Mom. Mom, you got what, regardless of whatever, you get one mom, right? So, I mean.
Amen.
So, take care of Mom. She's okay, though. She's in good spirits. We were joking a little bit. And then, but definitely the next couple of days will be important to figure out exactly what's wrong and where to go from there. So, thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
We are with you. We are with you, Nick.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
You know how I feel about moms. If you guys follow me, I'm always.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
Right.
Oh no, I know.
Well, that's what I was about to say, Delilah.
You mean your older sister?
No, right?
your older sister, right?
Because she goes hard. She does everything you do. I'm like, what they doing?
Like, I met her. I'm like, that's not your mom. It's like your older sister. Come on, what is Mom?
Well, look, that's one of the things I love about y'all because both of y'all are like me. Your mamas you love your mamas,
Oh,
to the moon and back.
Yeah, I know. I'm a
what
mama's
saying?
boy. You can say it. Go ahead and say it. I'm a mama's boy.
I am too.
Go ahead.
Nothing's wrong with that.
Right. Go ahead and say it. I know it.
Oh, yo, our prayers are definitely out to her. We're already believing that God's gonna take care of that, man. The angels are already surrounding her, man. So we got that, man. But tell her, we're here for y'all. We're definitely here for y'all.
Appreciate that, guys. Thank you.
With that being said, and like Nick alluded to earlier in the show, football is back, ladies and gentlemen. It is back,
baby.
Oh my goodness, I am so excited. And technically, we've had 2 weeks because we had the Hall of Fame game.
But we had the Hall of Fame game, sure.
This
and then we had
week one. So we got to see a lot of stuff. 1.5. 1.5.
Yeah, 1.5.
You're right. And we got to see a lot of stuff, but I wanted to get to something really quick because we did see one game where we saw one quarterback that was the number 1 draft pick. Kind of looked a little, but he had another ex-quarterback on his roster, and he's no longer there. Delilah, Tim Tebow got released. Delilah, how do you feel about this?
Listen, they tried, right? It was a great experiment. But I think that they made the right decision, and we tried it, cut our losses when we can. Tim Tebow will be okay, guys. He might end up as an analyst or a coach. You know what I'm saying? He'll be fine. And then he'll be fine, right? So they get shot, and it didn't work out. And I actually give the Jaguars credit for not continuing the experiment when they saw that it petered out week 1.
Well, right.
Right? And that they didn't go, let's give it 1 more week. In my opinion, they made the right decision. They tried it. It didn't work. Cut your losses now and move on with other players. So, in my opinion, they made the right decision in trying and then just cutting him after the first week because they saw it's not going to work.
It's not going to happen. So, and Nick, to Delilah's point, they were quick about this. You know what I mean? We didn't expect them. I mean, in all honesty, I don't know if we really expected them to keep him for a long period of time. But after one game, is that a little quick?
Well, the thing too is, and when I first heard about them, when they said, Jaguars have signed Tebow to play tight end, I thought, man, what a phenomenal way for you to sell some tickets for this season. Mm-hmm. Because in that part of Florida, that guy is a god.
Yeah.
Tim Tebow in Jacksonville.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Come on now. Florida Gators. Does anybody remember my friend?
Right.
Yes.
National titles. So, yeah. You thought, you're putting Tim in this position. You're trying to sell some tickets. Fine. Okay. Yeah. But when you get down to it, and like you said, it is football. And when you get there and you look at it and you go, yeah, Tim didn't have a big chance. I think he was number 4 on the depth chart for tight ends to begin with.
Yeah, he's not a tight end.
I'm just saying, he's not right. He was not a tight end. They asked him to switch years ago. He didn't want to. He always said, I want to be an NFL quarterback. So he probably gave it a shot because it's Urban Meyer or whatever. It's fine. But the fact of the matter is, Tim wasn't going to. I think they knew it too. If you watch some of the footage from that game, they show you he didn't block very well. He seemed like he was a little lost at times. Right. Well, he seemed like he was a little lost at times as to about where he's supposed to be and where he's supposed to pick up assignments and stuff. So, it was an experiment, and they saw it didn't work, and they went, we can't keep this up. We got to, you got to start making cuts, and that's where you do it. You look at film and go, this didn't work. This guy, and just Tim fell on his sword. But, again, I bless his heart. Tim has always tried. He's always been a stand-up guy. So you root for guys like that. But, in the end, Tim, you'll be fine. Like I said, go back to being an analyst or you'll be fine. Everybody,
you'll be good.
Fine.
Right. You'll be good. And hey, look, we've covered it on the show. Delilah, you talked about it before. The fact that he got this position after 8 years out, everything had to come together. You had his old coach. Nick, you mentioned that they're in Jacksonville, literally right around the corner from where he dominated at Florida.
Exactly.
So, you know what I mean? This is a perfect situation. And listen, ladies and gentlemen, Do not shed a tear for this man. This man will go back to college and be an analyst. And Delilah, I know we talked about it before the show. Somebody already picked him up. You know what I mean? So Tim's gonna be okay. Tim knows this game. He plays this game. Hey, with his type of ability, he might go back to baseball. I don't know. We'll see. Who even knows, right? We'll definitely see what happens.
Are there. Go ahead, Tim.
Either way, I feel like this experiment actually benefited him a lot,
right?
Because he's back in the spotlight. People are like, let's look at this guy again, and if he's not on Sports Network or any of those other things, he's going to land a job somewhere doing mentoring because he's good at that, right? Like, honestly, like I know that people make fun of Tim Tebow, but I don't, because he's never been a jerk about his faith, about anything. He's just been honest about who he is. He's like, this is who I am, this is what I believe. And that's why I am who I am, or the way that he is, the way he talks to people, whatever. Right. That's why he's very humble. And I'm not going to hate on a guy like that, because he's never really done anything for me to hate him for. So, like, good luck, Tim Tebow, like, wherever you go, man.
Yeah, definitely good luck to you. And honestly, I think the one place that he might go, he might follow, Tony Romo, RG3, who's got signed with ESPN.
Yeah, good for him. I'm so happy for him.
He might go into the booth.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Because there are so many games. We got to move on. NFL preseason week 1. As you saw, Washington played. We lost. We look good. We had some great moments. The first team looked good. Fifth time, they look good. We'll definitely bring that up a little bit later. But we ended the game a little rough. This guy for the Patriots, Stevenson, busted off a 91-yard run. Yeah. Didn't like that. Didn't like to see that.
Didn't like that one, right?
This is preseason, though. This is preseason. This is when you make these type of mistakes. Now we can go back to the film room and take a look at it, and we correct that. I'm glad it happened now. Nick, I'm going to come to you, because on Saturday, I believe, Chicago, your Bears came out and played Miami and got the W, 20-13.
Yeah, I got the W, but
in the second half, but
overall, how do you think they did, though?
As a team as a whole, I'd say about C+, B- territory. I mean, again, you try to look for the positives. You look for the defense. Even when the first team defense was in to start the game, they looked like they were just a little lackluster. Like, where's the drive? Like, get to the quarterback, man. That's what you got to do. And it just looked like guys were just kind of, like they were there, okay, but nothing really happened.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? You just go, well, I mean, again, but see, that's when a lot of these things happen.
I know.
Because then the second and third stringers get in, and the second and third string quarterbacks or offenses get in, and everybody's trying to prove something. So, again, yeah, we know Justin Fields threw a touchdown pass. Jesse James was wide open. I mean, I could have hit that throw. Let's just be honest. The guy was wide open. If you missed that throw, you look like a dummy. So, I get it. Don't get me wrong. Justin Fields played well. You could tell. I mean, he was a little nervous. He had the fumble. He recovered it himself. Whatever. Like, you can't sit there and I know everybody was like, oh, but he was, whatever, the 10 for 12, 13, whatever he was, and 100-something yards in the TD and all that. Fine. Again, he's a good player. He came out of college and was ranked where he was. Why? Because the kid won. He's a competitive guy. He has the skills and he has the tools to play at this level.
I agree.
But he is a rookie, and he has to develop his game through the NFL style. You do have to give him some time. And I don't, again, I know, everybody and their mama in Chicago, we've been starved for a quarterback for so long that everybody's going to be like, man, start Justin Fields, and even some of the experts, start Justin Fields, He should be your starting day quarterback, and that's their opinion, and that's totally fine. But
I
for me,
agree.
I would rather the kids sit. You brought in Andy Dalton. You even said QB1, fine. You gave him $10 million.
Yeah.
You know what? Let Andy Dalton start. Totally fine with me. He is a seasoned veteran quarterback. If the defense decides they want to play like they did from a couple of years ago, our defense can be really good. Andy
Right.
is a game manager in that sense, and he's got weapons around him. Like, we're going to be okay, guys. Don't push the panic button just because Justin Fields is here.
Exactly.
We got to start him. We got to start him. No. Bring that kid along because I'm telling you, this kid can be good for the next 10 to 12 years.
Right.
And I'd rather have him for 10 to 12 years than have him start game one, get smashed, and not, and lose his confidence and not have a career. So
Hey, I'm with you. You. Protect him. You have an Andy Dalton. You have a team around Andy Dalton.
You even have Nick Foles. The guy won a Super Bowl. I'm just saying. I get it.
But but how long will we live off that? We're not going to live off that anymore. But Delilah.
No, but I'm just saying. Like, the guy's a seasoned quarterback. You got 2 of them.
Right.
Give the kid a break. Like,
But Delilah, so you talked about the second half, they came together, which Nick alluded to is all the kind of backups and things of that nature. But it was glad they came together. But are you worried, or is this the first preseason game?
I'm not worried because I know that they were switching out guys, and so they're putting in second string, third strings, right? Because they're trying to cut people, right? So they're putting in whatever. And so, in my opinion, obviously in the second half, Ogletree, my God, keep him on defense. He killed it in the first half and the second half. Like, if you look at his stats, he was actually doing his job.
Again, Ogletree's a professional. The guy played in the league for the last, I like Ogletree. We'll see what he does, right?
Right now, I'm okay with keeping him because he did what he had to do.
Fighting for a job, baby. Fighting for a job.
And I like that. I like a competition. So here's the thing, like, I know everybody's like, Andy just played like the first quarter and he wasn't that good. I'm like, it wasn't his stage. The stage was for Justin.
Right.
It wasn't Andy Dalton's stage. And here's what I like about Andy Dalton. He hasn't been a dick. Like, he's actually mentoring Justin, and they talk about all three quarterbacks. If you pay attention, because, Chicago Bears has their social media and everything. But if you look at everything, Nick Foles, whatever you guys may think, and Andy Dalton are actually doing a really nice job of mentoring Justin Fields. Like, you see them together and they're giving him like these props or whatever. And I know people are upset because he's got his game face, which is not smiling, right? It's like the mean face. Right. And everybody's like, And like, I like that. Keep your game face, bro. Keep your game face. I'm okay with that. But I also like that, thankfully, the season quarterbacks that are on the team are actually doing a really nice job of mentoring Justin, right? They're not being an ass about like, hey, we're here, we're gonna mentor you, we're gonna help you along the way. But it's not even just them. Like, I'm excited to see how everyone does, not just Justin. I'm okay with Andy Dalton starting. Like, I am all for the over 6 feet tall ginger starting game one. Like, I'm
Ginger
cool with
Ninja.
All right, like, as long, if he could get us wins, all those naysayers will shut their mouths, and you know who you are, Bears fans. You guys will start being and I'm gonna be like, remember when you guys were talking smack? Give him a shot. They paid him for it for 1 year. It's not like he's here full time.
Give him a chance, right?
One season. Give him his season, like whatever.
Right.
Like, just
let's not. I love how quickly we forget that 2-3 years ago, Andy Dalton was a premier quarterback with the Bengals. He had AJ Green, Joe Mixon. They were in the playoffs 5 years ago when he was starter over there. So hey, let's not get too deep into this. And again, that was for most teams, for both of our teams, the first preseason game. So nothing's going to be perfect, but that's what this is for. That's what this is for.
Week 2 will tell us more. So when they play again on Saturday, then we'll have, a better idea of who's getting cut and who should stay.
Right.
You know why I look forward to Saturday for real though? Because who we're playing Saturday. We're playing Buffalo.
I know.
Chicago.
Yeah.
And Josh Allen is not playing in that game.
Yep.
So guess who's starting for Buffalo on Saturday?
I know.
Number 10.
Is it in Buffalo? Is it in Buffalo or is it in Chicago?
No, that game is here.
Is it Chicago?
Comes back to Soldier Field, yes. To start against the Bears.
Do you boo him or do you celebrate? Do you cheer him or boo him? What do you guys do?
I almost hope, and you guys are gonna be like, really, Nick? I hope he lights us up for like.
I did too, actually. I did too.
It'll just be fun to see, and you can just, what's gone is gone. Mitch is gone, so it's but it would be fun to just in a preseason game just watch Mitch light up the Bears and everybody just boo in the stadium because
he can't
light him up. He can't light him up because then Nathan's gonna tell everybody, see how do you guys let him go? Why do you guys let Mitch?
Okay,
Okay,
so first of all, I know
that's a big thing,
right? First of all, I know that Nick and I have both said from the beginning, he and I we are not Mitch haters.
Right.
All we were saying is neither of us were. And you can roll the tape, as they say. Right. All we said was he was not in the right system. And if he goes to a team that could develop him and give him a good job, good luck to you, Mitch. I never hated him at all. I was never one of those people. Like, good luck, man. If he lights us up, I will find it hilarious.
I will cry. I'll laugh. I'm serious. I will laugh so hard. If Mitch just, regardless if it's second or I'll just laugh because I'll be like, well, there you go. Little poetic justice on a Saturday.
We know he kind of took a shot at you guys and said, I'm really loving in Buffalo. Right. They really, they act like they like me here and all these things.
What you gotta do, bro?
But you know what? The thing is he wrong?
Right. Well, right.
He's not wrong.
I mean, think about it. Did they treat Mitch? I mean, did it seem like they treated him right when he was here?
They did.
I mean, again, I get it. You got to play. You got to develop. I understand all that. Mitch has tools though. Mitch, again, people. He played 11 college games as a starter. That's all. Okay, he was
albeit at North Carolina. Albeit as a stud at North Carolina.
Regardless, it doesn't matter. He could have played at damn you University. It doesn't matter. The point is he came in with 11 starts as a quarterback.
Yeah.
Same as Trey Lance. See, people are jumping on the Trey Lance bandwagon because he had a nice touchdown pass in his game on Saturday.
They are.
Trey Lance played 10 college, whatever it was, 11 college games at North Dakota State. Like
he didn't play. Did he play 2 years?
No, man. Man, what are you talking about, man? You're crazy.
I'm gonna look that up.
Look it up all you want. I'm just telling you. The guy played 1 year, and the other year he didn't play, and that's what happened.
That's
my point. Is that you have to let these guys develop. Because they're still learning their position too. Yeah. Like, how do you get a quarterback 11 college games and be like, I'm ready for the pros? Yeah, I don't think so, pal.
But a lot of it's a situation. And Delilah, go ahead. Sure. Say what you were about to say.
Right, well, no, I think if dear friend, don't apologize. We're all in this. So, like, if we look at it right now, week 1, it doesn't mean it'll stay the same. But all the sports analysts, when you look at it, the top 5, where did the star quarterback, who everybody was thinking was the next Messiah, end up on everybody's list? He came in 5th place.
Well,
Mr. Now, again, I know that means nothing.
Jaguars.
It's a preseason game. That means nothing. He could go in week 1 and light everybody up, right? Kick ass. The first game that matters.
Yeah.
I'm not judging this kid on that. All I'm saying is when you look at the list from week 1, it was Justin and Trey Lance because they were like loving that Trey Lance touchdown, right? Like,
they were there.
Right now, they're the top 2. But again, we're going into week 2. It's not going to stay that way. I could see Trevor Lawrence learning from his first week, and he definitely is going to have a different week 2. Like I don't see him performing the same way because he seems to be that kind of quarterback. Even when he was in college, he seemed like a mental quarterback, like analyzing when he messed up. All right, let me go back and not mess up again. You know what I'm saying? So like. I wouldn't hold that. Yeah, I wouldn't hold that with a grain of salt. Like
and he's good at adjusting, and that was one of the many games that was on this weekend where Jacksonville lost to Cleveland 23-13, and I think what the big thing was in that one was everybody anticipated his first game out there.
Right.
Everybody wanted to see what we saw. What we saw with San Francisco and Trey Lance. Hitting the 80-yard pass. Correct. Everybody wanted to see that from Justin Lawrence or from Trevor Lawrence. And when they didn't see that,
Trevor Lawrence,
there was when they didn't see that, they immediately jumped on it, man. But let me break down a couple of these scores. Pitt beat Philly 24-16. Oh yeah, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I thought one of the more interesting things to come out of week 1, and I just wanted to not gloss over this. Did anybody catch that now there's a quarterback competition in Denver between Drew Lock and Teddy Bridgewater?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, again, did nobody
knew
see
it was gonna
Denver put up
happen.
33 on a poor
Yeah.
Minnesota team?
Yeah.
Like,
we
you know,
knew it was
again,
gonna happen.
I believe they had the high point total of the week with 33.
Yeah.
And
33.
I'm telling you, I understand, you know, I've always been, and I've said this on here, I like Teddy Bridgewater. I'm a
too.
Teddy Bridgewater fan. And
Me
I
too.
thought that when he went to Denver, that he would beat out Drew Lock for that starting spot. I did. And he still may. I'm not saying he won't. But Drew Lock is, you know, he had a decent game, whatever. But, you know, it's just amazing because, you know, here's a guy who's also fighting for his job. Because obviously he knows Teddy's right there with him. You know what I mean? And what did they do? They both made a little showing for themselves and threw up 33 points on Minnesota.
Exactly.
So, again, you now have what we call a true quarterback competition, my friend, going on in Denver between Drew Lock and Teddy Bridgewater.
You absolutely do. You absolutely do. And honestly, what they're doing at the very least is creating tape for themselves. So if they do not stay where they're at, definitely make moves elsewhere. And let's remember, Teddy Bridgewater, who, yes, he's bounced around the league, but Teddy Bridgewater had 5 great games and replaced some Drew Brees. And
won wherever he's gone.
Exactly. Ever since college. Yeah.
Let's think about that for a minute. Because I honestly think if he doesn't get hurt in Minnesota, you never worry about Kirk Cousins going there. And Minnesota can be a different team right now.
Right.
But he got hurt. They let him go. You signed Kurt, whatever.
Okay. And shout out to Mr. Cousins. His birthday is.
Hey, what's up? Ooh,
congrats,
happy birthday. Happy belated.
Time to start earning that $84 million, my friend. Thank you very much. Happy
Mr.
birthday.
I don't need a vaccine either.
But anyways,
what's
that's another
going on, Mr. Fingers?
Oh, what's good? Anthony? I'll tell you what's good. Quarterback competitions, my friend. That's what's good.
And actually, there's while we're talking about quarterback competitions in our game, did anybody else notice that
Montez put up big numbers? No.
No. I'm talking about. Did anybody notice that Mac Jones got a standing ovation upon coming in his first start?
Yep, I saw that.
Like they were looking for Tom Brady or something. What, Delilah? What's up with that? Like,
because Patriot fans suck, as we know, and Patriot fans are petty as fuck.
You like that?
Yeah.
And they did not like that their Lord and Savior left and won a championship with another team.
They hate that. Yeah, you know that thing.
Wait. What's their Lord and Savior's name? Can you tell me that real quick?
Mr. Tom Brady.
Mr.
Oh man. Oh wow.
Mr. Trophy Thrower. Mr. Trophy Thrower. Yes.
Sean will never let go.
He said he won't do it again, okay? He was on record saying he's not going to do it again. Anyway.
We'll see.
Sean holds on tighter to that Tom Brady clip than he did his first girlfriend. I'm telling you.
Wow.
Take that, son. Take that.
Wow. The smoke is in the building.
That's right.
You are right. Mr. Fingers, you are right. Because
you've been holding on tighter to that than anything, my friend.
Have you followed Patriots fans? Yeah, that's who they are. You know who Patriot fans remind me of? Miami Heat fans. Ooh. When LeBron went over there, which means
the big three.
That's who they remind me of. Meaning they don't really have fans. They don't really have fans until they're winning, and then they show up and then start wearing jersey and start. That's when they're fans. So, peace out, Patriot fans.
Excuse me. Delilah brought the smoke today. What's that? Cut them up.
Look, speaking of cuts.
Buffalo Bills. I hope they win again.
Wow.
Fan her down.
Speaking of cuts, no cuts in the NFL, Delilah. Good gracious. We've had a number of cuts after these first preseason games. I'm scrolling them at the bottom of the screen. We've already talked to you about Tim Tebow. Ex-Washington and New York and Dallas running back Alfred Morris. He got cut from the Giants. Prince Amukamara. I know we all discussed this, Nick. Like from New Orleans. Is that a money thing or is that a play?
It could be. I mean, I didn't know Prince had lost that much of a step where he wasn't competing for a job. Like that's kind of so I wonder if maybe his contract was a little too big with New Orleans not really having any money to do anything with. So maybe they looked at it as a cost-cutting move, but I'm guessing he'll catch on with someone. You will not hear the last of Prince Amukamura in the NFL, I don't think.
Yeah. Oh no,
you need corners.
Cut. Yep. Alfred Morris got cut.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Alfred Morris went down.
He
Same
did.
with Lamar Miller. Lamar Miller went down this week.
Well, you know what? And a lot of this, I don't know. I can't speak for a lot of these other teams, but with Lamar Miller, we already have 6 running backs.
Right. You know more about that than
Right. So Lamar Miller really, with the emergence of Jared Patterson out of Buffalo, Lamar Miller really did not get the opportunity that he might have gotten in another year. So we signed him, but I knew it was kind of coming that they were going to go ahead and let him go. But Delilah, is there anybody else on this list that maybe you're?
Where's our guy from? Where's our snapper from Detroit?
Oh, right. Yes. We definitely have to bring that up.
All right, so these guys, I'm not that surprised. I feel like everybody on here besides Tim Tebow will find another team somewhere. They'll be fine.
Right.
Now that's the man. Come on, Detroit. You cut this guy on his birthday. Like,
Detroit. Come on.
And they woke up, stretched, said happy 40th birthday. Then he got the call like you're cut. Like what?
Where's the loyalty? Where's the loyalty? Does loyalty mean nothing anymore?
There's the love, man.
17 seasons with the same team, and they cut you on your birthday. Where's the love? Is right.
Sleeping right now, Cat. When now you Detroit Lions cut in.
Right. Cat knew that was coming, so she said, I got to go to sleep on this one. I can't. I can't rep my team right now. I can't do it.
Even Cat cannot defend that decision in Detroit. That's just what I mean. Again, if you were going to cut the guy, fine, but why do it on his birthday?
Right.
Come on, man.
Come on,
guys. Day before, day after, whatever, but not on his birthday. What is that?
It's a Detroit Lions move. Up. I think I'll be a little bit loud. Right. I think I'll be a little bit loud.
Wait, who is this?
You got Cat. Oh, that's Cat. That's Cat.
Oh, that is Cat. Oh, she heard you.
Okay. It's not showing up. It's not showing up.
Detroit is gonna be Detroit. Well,
there you go. You're right, Mr. Fingers.
You're absolutely right, Anthony. Yep, they will be Detroit. And then look, this was wrong. This guy's been there through everything. He's seen Megatron. He's been there through most of the teams most of the quarterbacks and all this stuff. All the different coaches, because they've had 5 or 6. In his tenure.
And he's been consistent.
Right.
His job.
Well, I mean, it's hard to find a good long snapper in the NFL.
Right.
Right.
He said,
that's not
an easy
position that, I
think we should check out the preseason.
Brady come to Detroit. Oh my God.
Wow. No. You need who, Cat? Hold up, Cat.
Wait, just got off.
Cat, we don't talk about this man. We don't talk.
Oh man. Oh wow.
I told you.
Acknowledge Mr. Trophy Thrower, okay?
God will not let that go. Hold it on tighter than anything.
I see her point, right?
Yeah.
Detroit never won a Super Bowl. I get what she's saying, right? Never won a Super Bowl. So if Tom Brady could go there and take them to the Super Bowl, I get what she's saying.
Detroit hasn't won a playoff game, have they?
It's funny. Yeah,
they've won one.
They won one.
Have.
Okay,
I think they might have won 2. They beat the Cowboys in 91, 92.
Well, that was Barry Sanders.
I think
they just never went.
I thought it was one. Maybe it is one.
They never made it past the first round. That's basically what's going on.
Except for the 1 year, right?
1 year and they won one, and that was it.
We gotta look. This is awful. Detroit. I'm trying to defend you guys, but when you make moves like this, I can't. I cannot. So we got to move on to something brighter. We got to move on to the longest running segment.
Longest running segment.
Football. Yeah.
Before we go on to my segment, I'm just gonna say, tell me how mad Goff will be if he has a shitty long snapper after coming to Detroit.
He's like, I came here for this guy. I came here for Don. How could you do this to me? See,
Yes.
he should have wrote it in his contract.
All right,
Jared
anyway.
Goff quits after long snapper is released.
Wow. That's a good point. That's a good point.
Point of
No,
news
but
at 11.
we gotta move on.
Anyway.
Longest running segment on Let's Talk Football, the Roundtable. Diversity with Delilah. Let's go. And this week, Delilah is bringing us Bo Jackson.
Bono's got the air thing.
Yes, sir.
Oh my god! All right, listen. I had to do Bo Jackson. One, I love baseball as much as I love football. Well, I like sports in general. I also watch a lot of basketball, but because we're coming upon soon to figure out who's going off to the playoffs and the World Series, so I figured I will feature an NFL player that's been known also for their MLB, prowess, right? So Bo Jackson, as everybody knows, he was born and raised in Alabama. And this one's a long one because, he's done a lot.
Oh, yeah.
So I will start off with the fact that he is the only professional athlete in history to be named an all-star in baseball and football.
Oh, wow.
Right? So he is the only, right now, it doesn't mean it won't happen, but right now, he's the only athlete who's been named to the all-star team in both baseball and football.
Yeah.
And that's just one achievement. All right, so let's go kind of back in time. He went to high school in McCalla where, he kicked butt as a running back with 1,175 yards his senior year, as well as playing baseball where he hit 20 home runs in his baseball season, in his senior season. He was a 2-time state champion in a decathlon. So not only was he killing it on football and baseball, he was actually an all-around athlete. So he was a 2-time state champion in the decathlon. Both times he was the decathlon state champion. He built up such a commanding point lead in the 1,500 meters that he actually never competed. He was so good in the 1,500 meters that he felt that was beyond him. He's like, he might as well not do it. In 1982, Jackson set state school records for indoor high jump at 6'9" and triple jump at 48.8 inches. Again, he qualified for the NCAA Nationals in the 100-meter dash as a freshman and sophomore. He actually did consider pursuing a career in track and field, but he realized it didn't pay as much if he went to the MLB and NFL.
Yep.
So that's the only reason he said, I'm not going to do track and field, because he actually realized the monetary wasn't there. Right. And so that's why he decided to focus on baseball and football, because he knew that's where the money was. So in 1982, Jackson was selected by the New York Yankees, actually, in the second round of the 1982 Major League Baseball draft. But he actually chose to go to Auburn University on a football scholarship because he promised his mom he will get a college education. See what we do for our mamas? So he said, I'm really great at baseball. I just got drafted. But he decided to go to college at Auburn University on a football scholarship because he promised his mom he will be the first person in his family to actually go to a major college and graduate. Yeah. So that's why Bo Jackson forwent the baseball draft at that point and decided to pursue football. That's kind of what happened. During his time playing for the Auburn Tigers, he ran 4,303 career jobs, which was the 4th best performance in the SEC history. Mm-hmm. So again, 4th place. Jackson finished his career with an average of 6.6 yards per carry, which set the SEC record again of a minimum of 400 rushes. So basically, he broke a lot of records, right? In 1983, as a football player, as a sophomore, he rushed for 1,213 yards, 158 carries for an average of 7.7 yards per carry, which was the second best single season average, again, in SEC history. So basically, he went to the SEC and just started smashing records, right? In 1983, the Auburn-Alabama game, Jackson rushed 256 yards on 20 rushes, which at the time, again, the sixth most rushing yards gained in a game in SEC history, and the second best yard per rush average in a game. Auburn finished the season by winning the Sugar Bowl against Michigan, where Jackson was named the MVP in 1984, Jackson's junior year. Basically, he was hurt for the most part, but he also got MVP again as honors during the Liberty Bowl after defeating. This is just his football college. Again, he's not playing baseball because that's what he went to Auburn for, was on a football scholarship. Right now, it's all football. Yeah. So again, that's basically what's going on with him. In 1985, Jackson rushed again, as I was saying, for 1,786 yards, was the second best single game season performance in SEC history. For his performance in 1985, Jackson was awarded the Heisman Trophy, so he is a Heisman winner in what was considered the closest margin of victory ever in history of the award, where he beat, at that point, University of Iowa quarterback Chuck Long. Yeah, he beat him out by a little bit for the Heisman. In 1986, he received the Golden Plate Award of the American Academy of Achievement, presented by the awards council member and the Heisman Trophy winner at the time, Herschel Walker. In October of 1992, Auburn actually officially retired his football jersey number 34. So at Auburn, you cannot wear number 34 anymore after 1992 because it was retired.
Awesome.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. So Jackson was selected with the first overall pick in 1986 by Tampa Bay. But he refused to go because he insisted they tried to derail his baseball career because he got injured during a practice game. And so he refused to go and play for Tampa Bay, which is why he ended up with the Kansas City Royals.
Right.
So,
see that, Tampa?
Yeah. So he refused. Because he feels like they did it on purpose to cost him his baseball season. And so he ended up playing for Kansas City, which at that time, they were the defending World Series championships. He was not drafted like way on top, but still he was drafted during the 1986 amateur draft. He signed a 3-year contract with the Kansas City Royals worth over $1 million. And so, so that's kind of why he went to actually play Major League Baseball before he played in the NFL, was because he refused to go to Tampa Bay.
And why wouldn't he?
He did not want to go.
Right. Nobody wanted to go there.
Not in the 80s anyways, right?
Because he felt that he was shafted. So that's kind of why he ended up playing baseball. Anyway, so in fast forward 1989, right? He went to the American League All-Star. He made the American League All-Star team. He was named MVP for his play on both offense and defense. In the top of the first inning, he caught Pedro Guerrero's 2-out line drive to the left center to save 2 runs. Then he led the bottom of the first half to a home run against Rick Ruschel of the San Francisco Giants. So basically, even though he was drafted as an amateur, Bo Jackson, if people know Bo Jackson's attitude is, I'm going to go in and I'm going to show them who I am, right? And so he did. He made a huge save, and he hit a home run. He hit a home run right after, right? So he hit a home run right after. So in the second inning, again, he beat the throw on a potential double play and then hit a home run, right? So He is the second player in all-star history of baseball to hit a home run and steal a base in the same game. The only other person to do that was Willie Mays. So Bo Jackson, so Bo Jackson is in good company.
Oh yeah.
Okay, he's in good company. All right. And then, of course, everybody remembers July 11th, 1990, against the Orioles. He did his famous wall run, right? Everybody remembers when he ran up the wall. When he caught a ball 6 strides away from the wall, and he went full tilt, right, and caught that shit, right? So that is something else that Bo Jackson is known for. Also, I don't know if you knew, but before each game, he liked to do target practice with a bow and arrow. So that's what he would do. Bo Jackson, Bo Jackson in the Kansas City Royals clubhouse used to kind of like target practice with a bow and arrow. So that's what he did to kill time. So again, anyway,
why not?
That's him. I don't know if you guys know, but he also played with the White Sox for a little bit. But then
yes, he did. Yes, as a matter of fact,
he played for the White Sox. He played for the White Sox. He didn't have as much of obviously a huge impact as he did when he was in the Kansas City Royals, but he did go play for the White Sox. But basically what happened is, which I'll go into his football career in a little bit, he got injured during football, and that really is what took him out of the baseball limelight. So that is Jackson. He finished his career in 1994 with the California Angels. Again, he was cut from there when he got injured. And so that's his baseball career. And that's just baseball. And I know this is a football segment, but I had to explain. I had to show how good of an athlete Bo Jackson was.
Great. Right.
He was that good.
He could have run track and field if he wanted to, but he knew there was no money in it, right? And to say F you to Tampa, he's like, forget you. I'm going to go play baseball. Dominated there. And that's just baseball. So anyway, choosing to sleep in again during the 1987 NFL draft. That's when he found out that he was drafted by the Los Angeles Raiders. So he decided to sleep in during the draft, and that's when the Los Angeles Raiders gave him a call, like, "Hey, we drafted you."
Come on.
Initially, Jackson made it known that baseball was his focus at the time, but apparently the owner at the time, Al Davis, was a huge fan of his. So he didn't care. He was fine. He was like, go ahead, do your baseball. He was perfectly fine with him playing both baseball and football. He offered him a 5-year, $7.4 million contract where Jackson would be permitted to play an entire baseball season with the Royals, and then would report to the Raiders when his MLB season was done. So if it meant that he would miss some NFL games, Davis didn't care because he really trusted and believed in Bo Jackson. At the time, he was the highest salary of any non-quarterback player in NFL history. That was at this time. He received a $500,000 signing bonus plus another $500,000 if he returned to actually play football. Right? So so at that time they paid him $1 million so he can come play.
Yeah. Right. How small that is now.
Yeah. I know it's small now, but at the time, right?
At the time,
so when he finally played with the Raiders was in Week 8 against the New England Patriots, where he rushed for a total of 37 yards and 8 carries. Jackson shared the backfield with Marcus Allen at the time, who was a Pro who was also an All-Pro and former Heisman Trophy winner.
Yep.
But
Super Bowl MVP.
Exactly. But Bo Jackson ended up beating him out for that spot, right? So Bo Jackson gets a spot as fullback. And so come Monday Night Football, right?
in Seattle.
Yeah, exactly. See, you knew what's going on. See, you know what's coming up,
Oh,
right?
sure.
Oh yeah.
His
Who
rookie
doesn't know
season,
this one?
right? His rookie season, Monday Night Football against Seattle Seahawks in Week 12. Okay, so basically, Bo Jackson was the Michael Jordan of talking shit, right? He took shit personally, right? So prior to the game, Seahawks linebacker Brian Bosworth said he could contain Jackson, right? He said, "I got this guy. He's not gonna do anything." So what happened?
Right.
Jackson responded by running over him on his way to a touchdown.
You said it nicely. He flattened his ass.
Yeah. You were being polite about it.
Right.
Yeah.
He flattened Brian.
So he took it personally. He took that personally. So again, the Michael Jordan of that era, right? He's like, oh, okay. Right. He took it personally, and he ran over him. And also,
you have a clip of that, huh?
Yeah. He also made a 91-yard run in the second quarter, by the way. Oh, there it goes.
He's like, bye. See you, Brian.
Like, get off
touchdown
me.
for me.
Get off of me.
Get off me.
Bro, that's Bo Jackson for you, right? He was
baby.
killing it. Okay, he was just killing it. So again, in the second quarter, he made a 91-yard run. He was untouched down the sideline. He rushed 221 yards that night and scored 2 touchdowns. He added a third with a reception. So again, just killed it. Okay.
Wow.
So I just killed it. Basically, by the way, they're saying that it's still a record to be broken in Monday Night Football.
Really? That's a Monday Night Football record, 220 some yards?
Yep. Jackson's 221 yards on November 30th in 1987. After his first NFL carry is still a Monday Night Football record. So who's gonna break that? So someone's gotta break his record. Again, unfortunately, in 1991, he suffered a NFL career-ending hip injury, where they basically said your hips are trash. The doctors just told him your hips are trash. You just can't do it anymore. And so
it was kind of a freak play too. He was diving into the end zone. Nobody I think even really hit him either. And he's all of a sudden just pulled up and he was like,
his leg pulled back by the linebacker number 50.
Yeah, basically the doctors told him he basically lost all the cartilage that supported his hip. So it was done. It was done. He was done.
Gotta hurt.
Yeah, he was done.
That'll leave a mark.
So that's why he had to retire from baseball and football. So that's basically where his baseball and football career ended. But in 1995, he got his bachelor's degree in family and child development in honor of his mama, because his mama had passed away a few years before, but he promised her, and he got that. He got his degree in memory of his mama. So he finished school to make that promise to his mom. So he does have a bachelor's degree in family and child development from Auburn.
There you go.
And you guys know he appeared on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He started doing all his acting stuff.
He had a cartoon.
Right, exactly.
He was in the All-Stars cartoon, right? With
he did some fun stuff afterwards, and he still does. He tours. You guys know he does a lot of stuff still to this day. Like he does this whole circuit, he does speeches. He still pops up on TV, right? And so Bo Jackson.
My favorite was an episode of Married with Children that he did. That was one of my favorites.
Bo Jackson.
They kept calling the next door neighbor Bruce Jenner. And it's just funny that now Bruce Jenner is a woman. So it's kind of funny now. And Married with Children after all those years got it right.
And we know Bo Jackson, also his Nike shoes, right? And he had all these commercials. Y'all know, right? He had his Nike commercials.
Bo knows, baby.
Bo knows, yes.
Bo knows, man.
Bo knows.
All right, so again, all praise to Bo Jackson. Like I don't think a lot of people realize that you could have killed it on track and field. You could have been in the Olympics, bro, running track and field too, man. Like
Absolutely.
Kudos to you, sir. Kudos to you.
Bo would have done it. Bo did do it. And it's a shame that nowadays these kids don't know. Like, he's a folklore to them. You know what I mean? But then it's funny because when we look at it, it's kind of like, you think about it now, and it's kind of like, wow, did we actually see that?
Anthony actually knew that. His mama named him after her favorite actor. That's why he's called Vincent Edward.
Oh, yeah, Vincent Edward Jackson. That's right.
She named him after her favorite actor, so yes. But people don't know his real name, so I just went by Bo Jackson.
Right. Nobody knows him as anything but Bo. Bo knows.
Bo Jackson.
Yes, sir.
You're correct.
Yes,
Bo
sir.
knows. You know, that was a good tagline, I gotta say.
He was at one point in the early 90s, he was him and Dion. They were on top of
everywhere.
Dion.
I mean, but if you play two sports like that, I mean, come on, you have to. You have to. Yeah. But you know what's funny? You know what's crazy about that? And I thank you so much for that, Delilah, because that is so huge. I love hearing about Bo, one of my all-time favorite athletes. And one person I think that just by his name and all his allure alone, he should be in the Hall of Fame. But obviously, because he got hurt, he's not in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. But, you know, we had that conversation before, but he should be in there. I agree. I actually agreed that he was one of those guys. He needs to be in there.
He should be, right. But one of the things about Bo, if he didn't get that injury, he was somebody that I feel like if he would have retired, he was somebody that if he came back and said, I want to still play at like mid-40s, I'd be like, yeah, he can do it.
Right.
He can do it. He might not be a stud, but he'll definitely do it. But then
you're right. You're right, Anthony. They did, and I was a huge Deion Sanders fan. Like, I like Bo Jackson, but I love Deion Sanders, man. And he also played baseball. He also played baseball. Do you know how mad I was? So one day, not you guys, but one day I was like, oh, you know, Deion Sanders played baseball because they were like, oh, you can't do baseball and football, and I was naming like Bo Jackson, Deion Sanders. Tell me why some guy was mansplaining to me, Deion Sanders. Yeah. Deion Sanders didn't play baseball. And I'm like, excuse you, sir?
Oh, wow.
He said that, did he? Right.
Yeah, did he really say that?
I was like, fact check yourself. And so I literally copy and pasted all his baseball career, like, sir.
Yo, bro, I don't know who that is, but bro, go that way. You know what I mean? Like, get out of here with that.
What is that?
But look, and Deion's another one who has this ability. He's probably the GOAT at his position at corner, but he's somebody that maybe on a limited capacity.
Oh, of course I did.
Come back.
Yeah, of course I did, Anthony. Of course I set him straight. I'm like, get out of here. Of course.
No doubt. But Nick, I'm coming to you. I have to ask because, like I said, I think Bo Jackson could still play had he not gotten hurt. And we've talked about another guy that came out talking about, I think I can still play at 40 plus.
Let's go.
T.O. thinks he can still play at 47.
Okay.
Is he crazy?
Now look. Well, let's be serious for a moment. It's just, a lot of guys, I get wanting to be competitive. Guys are like, I'm in the best shape of my life. I still work out every day. And yes, T.O. looks phenomenal when you see him. He does look like he works out every day. He looks like he is in great shape. But the fact of the matter is, football is a physical game. And I'm regardless of anything, as you get older, even if you work out every day, your body is different. Your body starts to break down after a while. You don't heal as fast. Things like that. It's just natural human nature. It's not to make fun of T.O. or say he, whatever, he couldn't hire some guy like Tom Brady did to make sure his health is right or anything like that. But the fact of the matter is, when you're, 47 years old, man, these kids are 20, 21 years old. They ain't playing with you. Like, they're going to come after you. Like, even if especially because you're a 47-year-old man who says, I can still play this game. Now, again, obviously, let's just say for the sake of this discussion, T.O. gets signed by a team. Well, he's not going over the middle. He's not going to take hits like that. So what? You're going to run sideline patterns all day where you just run 10 yards down the field and pray that you get open or the guy trips or something so they can throw you the ball. Come on, man. That's ridiculous. Look, yeah, you know what? I can do a lot of things too. Doesn't mean I should, bro. Like, that's the whole point. Like, I get,
but it's a possibility.
Right. I get wanting to hold on to some sort of that, like, yeah, I can still play. Tom Brady, 40. Tom Brady's almost like one of those guys that, like, he was created in a lab or something. Like, that guy's a freak of nature. I don't know how he does it either. Because to be in the best shape of your life at 44 and still play this game at a pretty decent level, I mean, again, you can see Tom was a step slower. He's not as quick as he used to be with everything. The release, the feet, everything. Not as quick as he used to be, but he's still a serviceable. For what he needed him to do, he did.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, but for you got to think about these positions too. When you showed the list here, if you look at your list of all those guys who are the oldest players in the NFL, they're all quarterbacks except for one. Now, okay, why is that? Why, people go, well, I like the quarterback. That's a position where you should probably not play as long. These are guys who for years played with pretty good offensive lines.
I'm not laughing at you.
None of those guys on this list are speedsters either. Phillip Rivers, Drew Brees, Tom Brady, Roethlisberger, Aaron Rodgers, they're not winning any track meets. These guys don't run. But they were able to play and sustain their careers. Why? Because they were protected. They had offensive lines that were good to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, It's just one of those things where right situation, you can flourish or you can play a lot longer or something that could happen to you. But again, even though Mr. Fingers wants to sign up and play now, they did not take as much punishment as some of these other guys. That is exactly true.
He's
these guys were protected. And again, if you protect someone, guess what? You can let their longevity does go up.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? Because you're not taking, 20 hits a game to, whatever. And again, I don't want to downplay T.O. because T.O. was a great player in his day.
Right, absolutely.
Obviously, he's one of the best receivers in the game.
For sure.
And all that stuff, and that's great, man. Like T.O., I have nothing but respect for T.O. But at 47, I don't see him coming back and, doing any real damage to any of these cornerbacks or safeties or, you know what I mean? Like, they hit him a couple of times, and he's going, "Oh, I got to go take a break." Coach.
It's like timeout. Let's remember he had injuries. He had injuries in his career.
All he needs is Chase Young to hit him once, and that would be the end of it.
Right. But this is my thing. One thing about him that's different from any of the other guys on this list, and maybe it's not different, but he is a brash something. You know what I mean? He's somebody that what does he always say? I love me some me. You know what I mean? T.O. loves himself. So, and I heard something today that I absolutely love, and his confidence is contagious. And similar to lack of confidence.
Sure.
If he believes in himself. Now, mind you, the regiment he has to, we don't know if he's on the Tom Brady regiment or he's eating like Tom Brady and doing those type of things. But if he has that ability, Delilah, what do you think?
So here's the thing. I actually read and I followed the regimen that not only Tom Brady, but his wife follows and their kids. They literally live the cleanest lifestyle imaginable, right? They have a chef that prepares nothing but good meals for them all day. And it's all vegan, but not vegan where like you're dying. No, like vegan that gives you the protein, like the right nutrition as a vegan. And they're all on that diet. And his trainers literally, he is who he is because he has the money and he's able to literally pay for outside of the NFL, for top trainers, for top nutritionists, for top everything, and not run out of money. That's how much money he has, right? Yeah, exactly. They do. Yes, they eat organic crap. They really do.
Played 20 years. Come on.
It's a joke, but they do. They literally live the cleanest lifestyle. Right. So basically, it's different. Not every player has that. They don't have that type of money. I mean, they do. A lot of them do, but not Tom Brady money. Tom Brady money is a different type of money, I feel. I don't think every player has that amount, nor a spouse that has more money than he does to actually continue that lifestyle. So, again, I don't think everybody has that ability to pay the best of the best trainers, nutritionists, all year round to keep you conditioned. Because he doesn't stop working out when that's what I don't think people understand. He does not stop training and practicing when training season is done. He trains all year round, because he knows that he's older. He's aware of his age. He's aware that his days are coming up.
Well, look, and let's be honest, he also trains because he knows if he retires, then Giselle is going to trade him in for a newer model. You know what I mean? Like, or what? Hey, discount double check is coming around the corner.
Discount double check.
Aaron Rodgers, who's now back. Who's
look? You know what's in the word reality?
Then he's paying for it with his wife's money because his wife's money is up front.
Right, there you go. Model money, baby. Supermodel money.
It has come out year to year. Even though she does not do as many modeling campaigns as she used to, she still makes more money than her husband. And she gets it right up front. She doesn't have to wait on the back end. So she is funding his lifestyle. So I agree with Sean. He's got to make it work.
All he has to do.
Oh, man. Oh, wow.
That's all he has to do. Just throw trophies from one boat to another because he's Tom flipping Brady.
I
gotta get off Tom Brady. I gotta stop talking about Tom.
Let's go. Come on. We're on TO. We're on TO.
I think I got a counselor you can go see because you're never gonna
We're on TO. And I agree with Nick. I think it's also based on position. I don't think a wide receiver much of a
47 can be like, I can still play.
It's different. Like quarterbacks, even though we think about they're gonna get like sacked and stuff, they don't get hit as much.
And the quarterbacks are protected more.
Quarterbacks with a good O line don't get hit as much. Let's be honest with this.
But you're still I know, but you're still not getting tackled like a wide receiver, right? You're still not like on a daily basis.
The four guys on here that I'm seeing: Aaron Rodgers, Big Ben, who's been injured like crazy the last couple of years, Tom Brady, Phillip Rivers, Drew Brees. Those four guys have had stud O lines.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
For sure.
That has allowed them to stay. Three of those guys, Big Ben, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, and Drew Brees, have been at their team for several years and have built the team around them. So this is something all quarterbacks.
All won Super Bowls. How about that?
Very true. Very true. So, hey, I'm with you guys. I look, he's just talking to stay in the news.
Yes.
Shout out to him.
Way to go, Tio, because you know why reality exists? Because it's real, pal.
Right. We're all talking about
you. You need to be real with yourself and know that you're not playing football again. So
right.
Relax.
Come on. So look, Nick, I'm moving on. I'm moving on from this. I did want to real quick, Nick. I wanted to go ahead and hit Bears talk with you. Talk about Tevin Jacobs, Scott, back surgery, Justin Fields. What's the overall look? And then after Nick, I'm gonna come to you, Delilah, on the same question. What's the overall look, Nick? Like, what are you feeling?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with where we are right now because, again, we've had one preseason game. We're evaluating what we have. This is the time to, get David Montgomery work in the backfield.
Yeah.
Get the receivers going with the quarterbacks. You want to see some more Darnell Mooney. You want to see some Allen Robinson. You want to see these guys get going, get moving and all that. But the reason I want to talk about Tevin Jenkins for a minute is because I don't know if the Bears are just downright cursed when it comes to drafting linemen in the NFL draft. But we just never seem to have any damn luck with drafting linemen in the draft. And it's terrible because, and again, I know you're saying, well, it's only, Tevin Jenkins will be back. He's only having back surgery. But here's a guy that was projected to go. He was one of the top 5.
I know, oh my God.
Linemen coming out of the draft. Even though he did have, again, if I believe we talked about this. I have to go back for sure.
Yeah,
but right, he got hurt in his last game at Oklahoma State, and his back was a little messed up. But nevertheless, he was still projected to go as one of the top 5 linemen in the draft, and he did. We picked up, I don't know if it's top 5, but we picked up Tevin Jenkins, second round, right? Was it second round?
Yeah, yes. He was top 5 lineman. He was a top 5 lineman.
Yeah, so that's what I said, top 5 lineman. Yeah. So, I mean, you take with the expectation that this guy's going to come into camp ready to go, and you kept saying, well, Tevin Jenkins isn't here. Tevin Jenkins this. Tevin Jenkins it. And then you go, well, what the hell is going on? And now this is why I say that the team had to know something was going on way before, because now all of a sudden you're like, well, he's having back casually, as if nothing's ever happened. Well, yeah, he's having back surgery and he'll probably be out most of the season. What? Yeah. Where the hell did that come from?
Right.
This guy should have been on the field practicing, and you're holding that information back for whatever reason. And then you come out with, well, he's got to have back surgery. So obviously you knew he needed back surgery. That didn't come out of nowhere. That's bogus as hell. That's, to me, it's what are you doing, man?
When that came, now that we know the truth, the signing of Jason Peters makes more sense.
Well, we knew that, though. We need a presence. I'm hoping Jason Peters has a great year.
I don't.
He's going to be playing left tackle.
I had to look at our football group, but someone was a fan of his, and he's worried that he's going to come to our team and peter out because he is a veteran, because he is old. He is aging.
Shout out to my guy David Stanek, diehard Philadelphia Eagles fan, lives in Philly.
Sorry, David.
He loves Peters. He absolutely loves Peters. But like we talked about, Peters is old.
So he's
been 13 years.
He's concerned that he's going to come to our team and basically demolish his 13-year career with us,
right?
Because he's not going to play to the high caliber because he's older and he's so
real quick. I see my homegirl Shannon Nicole Foy is on here watching with you. Shout you out, yo! She blessed me this morning. I'll send you guys a TikTok that she had, basically saying what I said earlier about confidence. Confidence is contagious, as lack of confidence and the people that you bring into your life. So, you guys are a prime example. You guys are both on the up and up, making the directions moving up. So I feel like, hey, iron sharpens iron. We're all making that move. That really blessed me.
So David, if you're watching us or you see this, I really hope that Jason Peters does well for us. Now that we know the real reason we had to sign him right away, right? Because our rookie most likely is not going to play at all.
No.
And so I
hope
good
chance he doesn't, right?
And I really hope, I agree with you. I hope that he comes to us more on a mentoring type of thing, more as a leadership kind of, and
he's gonna end up playing because we need a left tackle.
Well, that's
and not ruin
by necessity.
Right.
Not ruin his career. I hope not. I hope he does what he needs to do. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, David.
As long as he can stop the edge rusher from getting to Fields or Dalton, we're good.
Right. That's what it's all about. That's
his only job.
That's what it's all about. But look, Nick, we have another guy, my guy. Since you guys love drafting North Carolina boys,
your guy,
As Newsome.
I'm so mad. I'm so mad.
Again, we knew that he had broken his collarbone early on, and they had said he wouldn't be back till training camp. I believe I've seen him on the practice field, but obviously I don't think he got into the games. But
no, he's not going. I don't think he's going to
play.
The
fact that he's practicing is a good sign. I mean, you want to get the guy where make sure he's not hurt. When you don't want to just throw him back out there. Let him take one hit, then he's done for the year. Well, I mean, you bring him right. Collarbone, a clavicle, whatever. That's nothing to mess with. My sister broke her collarbone, and I saw what that was like. That's a painful. That's a painful thing, my friend. And you don't wish that on anybody. Collarbones are very sensitive places to take breaks in. But I think Daz will be fine. Again, he's on the depth chart. I think he's third down on the receiver list, third or fourth down on the receiver list. One thing I want to mention, and I saw some tape that made me our last pick in the draft was a guy named Kyrus Tonga. You remember, big Samoan kid.
I do remember him. Yes,
he got into the game on Saturday, and if you looked, you went to yourself, "Oh my God, I hope this kid develops quickly," because he was taking on 2 and 3 dudes at a time. Like, this guy was just moving people because he's something 300 pounds. Like, he literally, you would see 2 guys come to this. The kid was just moving people. It was just like, and it's like, if that's the kind of thing I want to see, you pick this guy in the 7th round.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, this kid, if he continues to play like that and they can develop that kid's going to be something to mess with on that defensive line. So just keep listening for that name, Kyrus Tonga.
I agree.
Remember, you heard it here first, kids.
No, you're right. You're right, though. No, he really was like, what are you calling?
He was moving people.
Yeah, he was bench pressing cast.
He was just like, get out my way. Just go.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see. Hopefully we see him play on Saturday. Justin Fields.
I think obviously they're going to get him reps. They're going to, like I said, you try to get him.
They'll get him
into
in there.
the game as much as you can, right? But when he was in there and I was watching, I was like, I'm watching you, kid. I see you. I see you.
He's doing it.
Spotlight him. He's working. At least he's working.
Justin has a groin injury, but apparently it's not super serious.
He'll be fine.
Well, but I'm saying he's gonna play. I don't think he's gonna play as long as he did, obviously, because we don't want to kill our franchise quarterback. So he's gonna get some plays on Saturday, but I don't see him playing a lot that game.
That's fine, and he doesn't need to. That's the whole thing. People are all like, "Oh, we want to see. I want to see him tear it up too, man." But again, you want to make sure that the kid is ready.
Yes.
Right.
Why you have this opportunity that again, let's think about it. Situation, 6 months ago before the draft, you didn't know Fields would be available. You picked up Andy Dalton for $10 million 1 year because you knew that you needed something. You didn't have anything. Mitch was gone. You had Nick Foles. So you go and get Andy Dalton to pay him for 1 year to basically be your quarterback. Then, as luck would have it, Justin Fields' trade falls into your lap. You make the trade. Smart thing, of course. Best thing we could have done. Bam, now you've got Justin Fields.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good problem to have. Because, again, you've got the experienced quarterback. And I had to get it. I know Andy's had bad playoff record and all that stuff, whatever. But the guy is a seasoned NFL quarterback. He knows how to win. He knows how to play the game. And if you give the guy the right system and stuff, could really help Andy. And I think he can win some games for us. And I'm hoping that he does. Because, again, Justin Fields is our future. There's no denying that. We all know that. We didn't draft him just so he could sit on the sidelines for the next 5 years.
Well, right.
Okay,
right,
he's getting in there. Just be patient, everyone. He will be in there. Trust me. He's coming.
Learn from the other other teams and their rookie quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I mean, we're a prime example.
Don't make the same mistake as some other teams have made with their rookie. Because even Patrick Mahomes sat for an entire year behind Alex Smith before he took over.
Yes,
and
he
look
did.
And I think most of you would argue that he's probably the best quarterback in the NFL right now.
Well, it wasn't even an entire year because didn't Alex Smith get hurt that year?
Man, it was at the very end though. It was pretty much the whole year. He didn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I get your point. But my point is,
so it wasn't an entire year then, right, Nick?
You know what?
It does,
you want to go there? You want to go there?
I mean, he's right though.
Oh, do you? You want to start? Like, you want to go there? Mr. Washington no-name team? Like, you want to start?
Speaking of Washington.
Right.
Here we go.
Speaking of the team with no name.
Hey, Chase Young did his thing. Got the strip sack. Fitzmagic came at 5 for 8, 58 yards.
There you go.
He's a gamer. Yeah. He's a gamer. I really
had the
think
best
there's a
game for playing against the 4-stringers.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
Montez came in and was like 8 for 11 or whatever he was doing.
The problem with that, but that's a quarterback problem in itself because Kyle Allen is a third-string guy.
Kyle
Allen was hurt, so he didn't play. So Montez, who's our what's it called, our practice squad guy,
he got
all that attention. Yeah, he got all that love. But the guy that stole the show was Jared Patterson.
Right. Well, no, we know that. Like I said, but we forgot to mention there was another quarterback was cut from his fourth team, Josh Rosen, was cut again.
You're right.
Now here's
You're
a kid
right.
who has to be the most unluckiest draft pick ever in NFL football history. I'm just saying.
I know.
He did it dirty early because he came in the league and he said in his first interview, I don't need to be an NFL player. My family already has money. I'm just doing this because I like it.
No, and that's fine. But that shows you where he ended up because this is his fourth team now that's cut him. So
right, and we don't want him.
Fantastic.
We don't want him. But look, real quick.
Washington, you got a quarterback, right? You need more quarterbacks.
We got two. We got a competition. We'll see what's going to happen with us.
We'll see what's happening with it.
But one thing that we really are worried about, Nick, you alluded to it. We don't have a name. But
we don't have a name.
Apparently, we're coming close. We are coming close to having a name, ladies and gentlemen. They have narrowed it down from 8 to 3. We don't know exactly which 3 it is, but I'm just going to give you
which 3 names that they're going to narrow it down to. Come on.
I'm just going to give you the 8 names. So it's Armada, is ridiculous. Brigade.
Oh, the Washington Brigade.
Also ridiculous. Commanders.
The Commanders.
No.
Defenders. Ridiculous. Presidents. It's definitely backfire, but I can see it happening.
Washington Presidents.
Red Hogs.
Red Hogs.
Red Wolves.
Red Wolves.
Or just
Washington football
team. So, Delilah, I'm coming to you.
I'm going to say, what name do you think? In my opinion, I feel because we've had so much fun with it, and I feel like the fans have actually really had a lot of fun with it. Might as well just keep it the Washington football team, but that's just me.
Oh, Delilah.
No, that's just me. That's just me because
football team.
Well, because it became a joke, but then now it's not even. It's just it like camaraderie. Like it's really weird. But anyway, but besides that, I like Red Wolves.
Yeah, Red Wolves is
I like Red Wolves.
Picking. Nick, what do you think, man?
Okay. As much as I want to make fun of Washington for all of this, and Dan Schneider and all your boys and all that, you need a name. You do need a name. Every team in the league has a nick, has their mascot nickname, whatever you want to call it. And Washington should not be any different. You are one of 32 teams in the NFL. You need.
Yeah, I like Red Wolves.
Now again, Red Wolves seems to be the prevailing thing that people like.
Yeah.
Whatever. Fine. I don't even know what the hell a red wolf is. All right. So, because I mean, are wolves red?
What's a red hog?
Exactly.
Well, no, same thing. What's a red hog? Like you come up with this stuff and you go, okay, who's coming up with these names? And then not only that, you want to be secret about the 3 names that you're considering. Like we're not going to tell you. We'll give you this list of 8, and then there's 3 of them that are like, come on, the Washington Armada, really?
Yeah.
The Washington Commanders. Oh, for that, go back to the baseball team from the 50s. You can be the Washington Senators. Like, who cares? It's terrible.
He said that. I was like, y'all
might as well. I'll tell you what. If your offense is really bad, we'll just call you the Washington Monuments because you're a bunch of statues. How about that?
But you know what the funny thing is? That is one of the names that I thought they were going to potentially do.
The Washington Monuments?
It would bring people in, like all the people that are like, "Oh, hey, we're tourists. Let's go see the Washington Monuments." What do you mean, the team?
So
no, we mean
the problem is Capitals is already taken, right? So you can't take that one.
Yeah,
exactly.
Washington Monuments because y'all a bunch of statues. No.
But look,
that's so funny.
Honestly, and shout out to the guys. Shout out to Will and Ab on Washington Football Weekly, because we've settled on Washington Red Wolves.
Yeah.
Because obviously, and look, I pray that none of y'all have to ever worry about your team switching.
Oh, we will.
Because this is ridiculous right here. Let me tell you that.
Our hockey team will be doing that soon.
Oh well, right.
Trust me.
So you'll potentially know.
They will.
Nick,
maybe not next year, but I know it's coming.
Who muted my microphone?
No, you muted it.
I didn't mute your microphone.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't think so.
Anyway, I
want to recount.
The coming, guys. The hockey's coming.
Leaning left here. So I like it, but one of the biggest things we were always talking about. The thing about this Is it something you could cheer for? And it's something we can come into the stadium and we're all, we're all howling. You know what I mean?
Out of
Kids
those
like
eight,
it,
I would
adults
probably
like
pick
it.
Red Wolves too, honestly.
Yeah.
Out
I
of those
think I gotta
eight,
go Red Wolves.
Yeah, like what do you? I mean, come on, the Armada, come on,
Right.
Commanders. What is it?
Now the other one I was looking at is
I'm fine.
Presidents, but
I'm fine.
The
Anthony's
Washington
asking me, I'm
presidents.
okay.
What? You gonna parade guys out that look like different presidents? Come on, bro.
Well, and then that's the other thing because that's what the
Okay.
Nationals has. They have the presidents race.
Is it Donald Trump? Is Alec Baldwin? Is Donald Trump? Dude.
Oh, that would be kind of hilarious.
That'd be kind of funny. Yeah.
Oh, Anthony, I'm doing good. You laughing at me? I'm enjoying myself.
Amen.
Bro,
over at 44
Delilah on the Thursday night for my buddies. Get my girl another beer. Come on now. There we go.
Let's go.
Let's do this. Right.
Let's go. So, hey, we'll see what happens. We'll see what they narrow it down to. Red Wolves is a consensus. We're hoping they stay there, but we are in Washington, and Dan Snyder is still in control. So
That's right.
we might end up being the Snyders. I don't even know. I'm not concerned with
Snyders, right?
The Snyders. So hey, we gotta almost get out of here, but we do have one more segment that we like to bring you. It's been a while. It's been a while. One last word. Yes, sir. So one last word. Nick, I'm coming to you first.
Okay.
What you got, buddy?
Well, again, mine's going to take on a little serious tone. You know me, I generally like to joke around everything, but it's amazing when life kind of reminds you to take things, to slow down for just a moment, to appreciate the things that you do have and the people who are in your life that do show you the love on a daily basis and are there for you whenever you need them. And I think that's, I have a friend from high school who just lost his dad this week. I had another friend whose brother went through a liver transplant just 2 nights ago. As we stated here, my mom's in the hospital battling some stuff. And it's just a reminder, man, that sometimes tomorrow's not promised. Yeah. And so you just want to say thank you. So I know it's technically 2 words, so I'll just shorten it to thanks. I just want to give thanks on this Thursday for the people in my life. You two included. Sean and Delilah are not an exception. You guys are a part of my life. I love you guys. And yeah, man, you just got to give thanks sometimes for what you do have and just be grateful, man, that, another day on this planet, another go around, see what we can do. Amen. So, it's all we can do, my friend. So that's my last one.
Hey, we love you too, buddy. We love you too. Delilah, what you got?
So I'm going to say, please be kind to teachers.
Yes.
I have to tell you, last year, everyone was like, oh, I can't believe how you teachers do all this stuff. We got to teach my child math. How quickly you've forgotten how challenging the job of an educator is.
Yes, true.
Very quickly.
So
yes.
I gotta tell you,
teachers going back to school, right?
In 2020, every teacher in this country flipped from their traditional lesson plans they had planned for weeks and months. Sure.
Yep.
Overnight, shifted and transitioned to online learning. And now we did hybrid learning, which God almighty, okay? In person and online learning, in person, all together at the same time. And now we're coming back again. And once again, all I see is nothing but abuse towards educators. And then you wonder why there is a teacher shortage.
Yeah.
We are not glorified babysitters.
Preach.
I am now walking into a school to have a parent rip a mask out of my face because I'm wearing a mask to protect your kids and myself so we don't have a disease. Because I've seen the abuse being hurled at educators. Oh, you don't want to do your job. Or, oh, I'm not going to tolerate another school year with my kids being virtual. It's a freaking pandemic. Do you know how many kids are already in quarantine?
Yeah.
Schools have started across the country in different states, and there are thousands of kids already being sent home to be quarantined. So, excuse me, give us a break. Okay, give us a break.
Yeah.
Because we don't just teach the 3 R's. We are the ones that are with your kids all day, by the way. And now you had 1 year. You have 1 year where you were stuck with your child all day. We have them all day, every day. Exactly. It was before the pandemic, but it got worse. It got worse because teachers got tired of the abuse. Because everybody kept saying, oh, you guys don't want to go back. No, forget it. We don't deserve this. Please appreciate the educators in your life because we are trying our best to love not just teach your child, but love your child and the whole child. Because ask a teacher. We always say those are our kids. That's how we talk about our students.
Yeah.
Those are my kids.
True that.
Those are my kids. Not only do you want me to dive in front of a bullet, because before pandemic we're doing active shooter drills. So not only do you want me to dive in front of a bullet to protect your child, which many teachers have done, by the way, countless educators in school shootings have given their lives for your kids. Now you want us to give our lives in a pandemic. Please give us a break. Okay? Love your teachers. We're trying our best. We're literally doing everything. We want to be in the classroom with your child, by the way. We want to be in the classroom with your child. But we all have to be safe and we have to take care of each other, okay? So God bless. Let's love each other. Give the teachers in your life and in your school a break, please.
Yeah. Shout out to Delilah. Shout out to Kat. Shout out to all the teachers going back. Kat, like she's already in bed right now because the stress. You know, she's meeting her parents tomorrow. Just the whole 9. It is crazy.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Anthony. I appreciate it. Yes, I do teach.
So shout out to you guys, man, because one of the things about football season coming back is also means that school comes back and all that stuff. You know what I mean? There's gonna be a lot more on your plate. So shout out to you, Delilah, man. Thank you so much for everything you do. Kat, same way. Feel the same way about it, and we so appreciate you. If nobody else tells you that, we definitely
we do. We appreciate.
We definitely appreciate you. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, this is not my only show. I obviously have Let's Talk Football and I have Washington Football Weekly. And the reason why I do this stuff is because I absolutely love talking sports. But like Nick said, I get to hang out with my buddies. I get to hang out with these guys. I get to hang out with the Shirtless Wonder, Will, Anton, those guys, Nathan from time to time, and honestly, we're not getting paid for this. We're doing this because we absolutely love it. You know what I'm saying? So, and as long as you're doing it for the love, that is absolutely a beautiful, beautiful thing. Yep. I do got to share with you guys. We've been putting our stuff on Anchor on the podcast, and there's a tool on there where it allows people to listen to your podcast and then sends you a video message. From Washington Football Weekly, somebody was checking us out, and they actually sent us a message, potentially having us as like a part of like the super fans for Washington. So I'm gonna go play the message. I emailed it back. It's we're trying to figure it out. We don't know conversates any of that stuff. But my goal, ladies and gentlemen, is for all the shows that we're doing, everybody to get taken care of because I cannot repay what you guys have done for me. You guys were the first 2 that started right after the Super Bowl. No, before the Super Bowl. We started and well before that, and they're partying over there. Let's go.
My buddy's always partying.
But let me play this real quick, and then I'll go from there.
Okay.
My name is Tristan Schneider. I'm the head of strategic growth at Colorcast, which is a social platform that allows anybody anywhere with just an iPhone to share their perspectives on sports. Listeners can engage with casters through text stream, and there are other ways to engage as well. It's all live, and it's actually a ton of fun, y'all. Anyway, we're gearing up for football season, of course, and we're looking for superfan commentators for NFL teams. I came across your podcast and thought I'd reach out in case y'all might be interested in being the Washington football team superfans on our platform. We've got special competitions set up. It's going to be a really awesome fall. Anyway, if y'all are interested or want to learn more, reach out to me, and I'll gladly send you the details. You can email me at Tristan@Colorcast. That's TRISTAN at COLORCA.ST. All right.
So, they definitely reached out. Guys, this is why we do it. I'm so glad that happened. Anthony was also saying, we're going to be Anthony Handy is starting his online radio station. One of our shows, this show right here, the RoundTable, is one of the shows that will be featured on that radio station. So they will get to play our last episode from the week before on their radio station, getting more people to like us. Washington Football Weekly will be on there. Let's Talk Football will be on there. Guys, we're trying to make moves. We've been putting in so much work on this that all I want to do is just uplift my guys. Because two of y'all, I can't keep up with y'all. Delilah, you are always hitting on the Let's Talk Football group, and not just the Let's Talk Football group, the baseball group, the other group. I mean, you're tearing it up. And Nick, I'm getting choked up over here and it's not because I'm sad. It's because there's too much daggone smoke in this room. Whatever you are here, my friend, and I absolutely love it. I love it. I love it, man. So but I love more that you guys. You go boy, Blue. But I love that.
I love the smoke. I love it.
Right. Anytime I ask you guys to do anything, you guys are always there and ready to go. I appreciate you. None of this would have been possible without you two. So, let's shoot for the stars, man.
Why not? Let's do it.
Let's get it. So, for myself, Mr. Shout Out King Sean Spencer, my guy over here, Mr. Nicholas, I want the smoke. Rosario.
Have a great rest of your Thursday, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. And below me, but never below me, always above, Miss Diversity with Delilah Crespo in the building. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will be back with you next week. Stay tuned. We got a lot of stuff on the agenda. Watch out, ladies and gentlemen. Peace in the Middle East.
We love you.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Hey, what's going on, guys? I am Janae Strother. I'm Sean Spencer.
We are back.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen.
I gotta go out and hold up.
Come on. The line.
All right. I am Janae Strother.
I am Sean Spencer.
And this is Let's Talk Football.